Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's build, we are building, we start off in Oasis Springs, but we end up in Del Sol Valley. So I'm not entirely sure still what I'm going to call this build. I am recording the voiceover the day that I'm supposed to be uploading it because yesterday was Easter, so I was a little unprepared. Again, I do this all the time. I don't know why I don't know that these holidays are coming up. Like, my family celebrates Easter every year. We always get together and do like a dinner and all this, so I don't know why I wasn't ready, but basically this is a somewhat of a special build because I was actually inspired once again by a creator in the space, Miss Griffey. So she actually did build a house that looks a lot like this on the outside. I just flipped it and then did something completely unique and different on my own on the interior and the exterior. I did like a nice pool. Like, the backyard is just so cute. I originally wasn't going to do a pool or like a nice yard because, as you can see here on the lot that we're at right now in Oasis Springs, it is rather small. So I was mostly just going to do some nice landscaping in the front. This was going to be a very like Palm Springs inspired build, but I really wanted to make the exterior white with this nice I almost said blue, this nice orange roof tiling here, but Oasis Springs lighting is really bad. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like, I don't want to say it's bad, but if you're trying to do like a nice crisp white exterior on a home, Oasis Springs is unfortunately not the place for that, and I feel like Oasis Springs is such a perfect place to do that because of the style of homes. Like, I feel like you could get away with like a nice white adobe home or like a home like this. I think this is more considered like mission style home. So I'm gonna call it something along those lines, but I might just call it like Del Sol Valley home or something. But I do want to include the word mission in it because I haven't done a build this style before, so I definitely want to incorporate that somewhere in the name. But anyway, all the inspo definitely goes to Miss Griffey. So if you guys do want to check her out, she's here on YouTube. She's an amazing creator. She uploads, I don't know if she uploads every day, but she uploads multiple times a week. So she's constantly pumping out content, and all of her builds are really good and unique. And I think she does grab some inspo from Pinterest, but I mean, if you're building that often, like I would have to do the same. So, but I do gather inspiration from builders as well because, you know, especially someone like her, she's building constantly. So, you know, I don't need Pinterest if I can, you know, kind of grab some inspo from other builders. But anyway, her name is Miss Griffey. It's spelled MS and then Griffey, Gryphi. So she's here on YouTube. She's got, I believe she's on Twitch a lot. Like, you guys should check her out. And she's just funny. Like, I don't know. Anyway, she's good at talking. I feel like she is constantly like really good about talking about her builds, and like me, I'll sometimes talk in circles. But anyway, as you can see, we have hopped out into the backyard here, and I'm just building this little, I don't even know what you would call this little covered space here. Because whether you're in Del Sol Valley or Oasis Springs, it is rather warmer in those locations. So I figured having a little covered space, I mean, it's definitely, there's no real roof there, but I feel like, you know, you might get a nice little breeze in here. I picture it being breezy, mainly just because there's curtains here, but I just feel like it's a nice little place to sit out by your pool and maybe have some drinks or have a cup of coffee in the morning if that's how you decide to start your day. I know that when I'm not pregnant anymore, I can't wait to have like real coffee or like go and get a coffee with someone. Like, I can still do that now, but decaf coffee, it's just, I don't know. It tastes pretty similar. Like, if someone were to be like, hey, I'm gonna go pick up coffee, what do you want? And they got me like a decaf latte or something, I honestly would really have no idea, I think. But like, I don't know. I just miss caffeine and kind of what it can do to you when you really need that like energy boost, you know? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We are starting the landscaping now, and I will say that I did gather some like of my own inspiration when it comes to the landscaping here. So I wanted to create a more minimalist kind of look for the landscaping. I used to go to Palm Springs a lot because my grandparents used to live there. And I have an aunt that lives in Arizona, and both of them live in gated communities. So there's a lot of houses that really do look like this, and a lot of them do have this more like simplistic landscaping, and sometimes they don't even have grass, or if they do, a lot of the times it's fake grass just because, not much rain in those climates and locations. So I wanted to do something really simple, but trying to create a really simple landscape with just like a few succulents that are nice and spaced out from each other, it looks a bit awkward in The Sims, unfortunately, because in real life it looks really good. But in The Sims, you can make it look good. Like I messed with some of the, what am I trying to say? What is it? You guys, hold on. It'll come to me in just a moment. It's just my pregnancy brain. When you airbrush the ground, what really is that called? I'm thinking landscaping, but it's not. Anyway, I changed up it's not flooring. This is actually killing me. Anyway, I messed with the color of the sand in the front of this house. As you can see, it's very sandy, but I added in some like texture to it, so it looks like there was, rock there at one point, but maybe it's faded away a little bit, or, it's been there for a while, so it's a little bit more scattered and something like that. But anyway, we are now in the backyard and we're just messing with landscaping a little bit more here. I'm trying to create this path here and just kind of figure out what I want to put. I know that since we have this pool and this nice little covered space here, I was thinking that it would be kind of nice to do an outside bar, so we do end up doing that. But then right over here where we're adding all these different plants and whatnot, I kind of was going for the same idea as more simplistic over here, so things are a bit more spaced out, but there is a lot more landscaping back here than there is in the front yard, than there is in the front yard, just because it is a bigger space. But we mess with lots of different plants. I think I go into debug, or I guess more so live edit objects, and place some bigger and more realistic looking plants back here. I do place down a couple of gardening pots, I think 3 of them. These beautiful loungers from Island Living, I'm pretty sure. We do end up placing an umbrella, which I believe is from Seasons, because again, it is a very hot climate here, so we want to be able to give your Sim some shade, even though the umbrellas don't do a thing. And then, of course, a pool floaty, because you need a pool floaty, especially I feel like if you're actually going to be spending a lot of time in your backyard and in your pool, because it's a bit warmer here, then you're definitely going to want to have a floaty. And we end up using the brand new tile on the bottom of this pool from, what is it called? Decor to the Max, the new kit. Is it a kit or is it a pack? Why am I drawing a blank? I'm literally, oh my gosh, it is kind of early in the morning, and this is the first time I'm actually talking, but my brain just isn't working very well today. But anyway, we end up placing some tile down on the bottom of the pool, and it looks so good. I feel like even though we were going for a lot more of a white and a brown color scheme out here, when it comes to the actual house, and then obviously all the floor tile and all that is a nice terracotta kind of tile. It's a nice orangey tone. I still wanted to incorporate some black just because it makes it look a bit more updated and a bit more modern. So I think that ends up looking really good, and you will see in the screenshots later that there are some photos of the exterior, of course, because honestly, this backyard is amazing. This is probably one of my favorite backyards to date, although I will say I love a nice family-friendly backyard, which this is technically family-friendly. We have a pool, we have, ways to feed your Sims, we've got this outdoor kitchen area, and there's a sprinkler here, so your Sims could splash around in here if they wanted. But when I think of a family-friendly backyard, I do think of a swing set or monkey bars or something like that, just more kid-friendly items. But this could still totally pass for it, although this is a 1-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, almost said apartment. But so it really, I think, works for 1 or 2 Sims, preferably a couple. But yeah, I just love this backyard. So I do end up adding into the screenshots a picture of it at night as well, because I end up placing, I already placed a candle out by that little covered space, and there's these new little orb kind of ball looking lights that I end up placing in the pool, like floating on top of the pool. Those are from the new My Wedding Stories pack, and I've seen people have them in their pools before. You guys will probably know what I'm talking about, maybe when you see me do it, but some people have like these little lit up, they almost just look like beach balls, but they usually change color. You can pick whatever color you want them to be. I think I end up doing green and like more of a glowy, just like candlelight color, so kind of like a yellowish color over into the pool, and it looks so good at night. Like even during the day it looks good. I know it sounds weird that I placed a light like literally on top of the water, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I was going for, and I'm definitely going to do that again in the future because I typically can't, not that I can't, but I often don't think to do stuff like that. And then I'll see a picture in real life or like, a picture on Pinterest of a pool, for example, and say I see those floating balls in there and I'm like, oh, I might be able to find something like that in The Sims, but this just completely came out of nowhere. I think I was just trying to do some like lighting on the inside of the house maybe, and I came across those and I was like, I haven't gotten a chance to use those yet, and I feel like that would be this Sims style, so we end up throwing them back in the pool and they look so good. Like just imagine they're floating beach balls that are like lit up on the inside basically. But as you can see, we're finishing up the backyard here. I was considering blocking off this portion of the landscaping as well, but I feel it didn't need it, and then I feel like it would make it a little bit too crowded over in the area where the bar seating is, so we ended up not doing that. But now we're moving on into the interior and we're creating the floor plan, and I'm really irritated because I end up placing the fan, like the ceiling fan from the industrial loft kit, or is that a pack too? No, it's a kit. Now with all these kits, I like get things confused, but it's from the industrial loft kit, and for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure the other ceiling fans don't do this, or I think we have one other ceiling fan from Island Living, but the ceiling fan, it blocks your Sims from being able to sit on the couch, which is really irritating, and that doesn't make sense to me. So I ended up unfortunately having to delete it, but I believe the version that I uploaded to the gallery, because I already did it at this point, it has the ceiling fan. So if you care about your Sims being able to sit down and watch TV, then you're going to want to delete that ceiling fan. And in the screenshots too, I think you can just ever so slightly see the ceiling fan up there. But I was just so irritated when I learned that. I could not figure out why my Sim couldn't sit down and watch TV or just sit down on the couch, because there was nothing blocking their way. I have 2 stacked up rugs there, but I've done that several times. Rugs do not affect your Sims whatsoever, and it wasn't like, it's not a crowded space. I mean, it's minimally cluttered. This house is very minimal, very boho, in my opinion, I think, but I think it's definitely minimal. Like, I did not go overboard with the clutter. I cluttered where it was appropriate, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, that's the only thing that I found was a bit annoying during playtesting. It took me, honestly, probably like a solid 5 minutes to really figure out why my Sim couldn't interact with the couch. So unfortunately, you're going to have to delete that. Again, I felt that this is more of a hot climate, so having a ceiling fan here would be nice. I don't actually think the ceiling fans really do anything. Like, it's not like, when your Sims turn on the thermostat, it doesn't affect them in that way. But I don't know. I just found it really irritating because, again, it looked really good here, and it's nice, and oh my gosh, it is a nice realistic touch and all that. But anyway, we have now done the kitchen. I was a little unsure about the layout of this kitchen at first because it is a bit awkward, but it ends up working out really nicely. We end up placing the kitchen table or the dining table up against the wall over here. So, I think ideally having, a more realistic looking kitchen or more aesthetic looking kitchen and dining area would be if I were to have been able to actually place the dining table not against the wall, but it is a small build, so it really works. And I think that if I walked into this home in real life and saw it this way, I would think it's really cute, and I think that there's no problem having the dining table against the wall. It's just, my brain working too realistically or trying to work too realistically. But now we're hopping into the living room, which is really just all one big open space. We've got this nice loft. I was going to say lofted, but the reason I'm saying that, we've got this nice window here. It is from the industrial loft kit, and it's nice and open. You can see out into the front yard. So if you do have two Sims living here, say one of the Sims works from home or doesn't work or whatever, then they could be sitting in the living room watching TV or reading a book, and they can see their significant other or someone pull up to the house, maybe a friend that's coming over to visit. They can see them pulling up in the driveway. But yeah, I just think it's nice. It's a nice little open space, but also I think that it's far enough back on the lot to where if you had a neighbor that was like walking their dog or going out for a jog, for example, they're not really going to be looking into your house and seeing you like reading a book in your robe or something. I like think way too realistically about this game. I just think about things that I would want to do if I lived in this house, or just like, you know, things that I do anyway. But I do love like hanging out in my robe sometimes. But anyway, what the heck is that noise? That is so weird. I feel like, you know what, my husband might be in the shower. So if you hear just a little bit of water, I think I'm the only one that can hear it just because my microphone is so sensitive. It picks up every little noise. I don't know if you guys will actually hear it, but unless now that I've pointed it out, maybe you guys will. But now we're decorating the half bath here. So there's no shower or anything in here. I think it turns out really cute. We use the same tile that we used on the bottom of the pool in here. And we end up doing the same tile on the floor in the master bathroom as well. The master bathroom does only have a shower. I mean, obviously there's a toilet and a sink, but there's no shower tub combo or no tub or anything like that. So in retrospect, that would maybe be the only thing that I could have changed, but realistically, you're not going to have a tub in every single house, especially smaller homes like this where it is just like a one bedroom place. Like, you might not always have a tub. So I think that's more of like an apartment kind of thing. Maybe in a house, you're more likely to have a tub, but I felt it wasn't a big deal, honestly, and usually I don't feel that way, so we'll take it when we can get it. But I just love the color scheme that I chose, honestly, throughout the whole house, but the bathroom specifically. I feel like a lot of the times, especially when I decorate, bathrooms are very boring, and not that I don't put too much thought into them, but some of them I'm just like, whatever, we just need it to be practical, and I don't think too much about decorating them or making them have a color scheme necessarily. I just kind of do what I think is best and makes most sense, and then I just kind of leave it at that. But this one actually just came together and flowed together really nicely. I didn't feel like I had to pull too much from my brain and, overthink it. It just kind of came naturally, so that was really nice. And then now we are decorating the bedroom, and I'm pretty sure, this must be the last room that we do. Here, I placed those little orb balls, and they look so good. So you'll see in the screenshots at night, they look amazing. Even during the day, they look good too. But at night, they're all glowy and pretty. But anyway, I do end up placing a dresser here from, I think it's Tiny Living, and I place it on a diagonal. So it's unfortunately not functional, but your Sims are able to walk past it. So that was my main concern. Honestly, more times than not, I just click on my Sims and have them change their outfit without a dresser or a closet or anything like that. So if you guys don't have an issue doing that, then you don't have to worry about the whole dresser situation. But altogether, I think this build turned out really nicely. I did mix some wood tones, which I'm not used to doing, but it actually looked and worked really, really well here. So I definitely want to do that again in the future. Or just like more in general, maybe not just in any specific build, but just more in general to grow as a builder. Next week's build, I'm actually building another home similar to this, but it's going to be bigger. It's going to be meant for a family. And I believe I'm building it in Del Sol Valley also. I just never touched Del Sol Valley, so I wanted to just kind of branch out, and I just loved the style of this home. I love the way it looks with like the white stucco on the outside and the nice terracotta colored tile and roof tiling. It just all turned out so well. So again, you guys should really check out Miss Griffey. Her build, like I said, the exterior of her home looks honestly very, very, very similar to this. I don't remember what she ended up doing with her backyard or the interior, to be quite honest with you. I think her build is a little bit bigger, but the exterior looks a lot like this with the same car and everything. But it just looked so good with the white. So again, pretty much all of my inspo when it comes to the exterior of this build goes to Miss Griffey, so go check her out. But anyway, we're coming up on the screenshot, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow me over on Instagram. My name over there is ashleyyangelinaa, spelled with 2 Y's and 2 A's at the end of Angelina. It is also the same on the EA gallery, so if you want to download this build, it will be available by the time you're watching this. And my name is the same over there, ashleyyangelinaa, spelled with 2 Y's and 2 A's at the end of Angelina. And I hope to see you guys in a future build. Bye.